What can I help you with?
My brother passed away a couple of years ago. This was in a box in his cellar. These are handcuffs and leg shackles. Supposed to be from Houdini.
Sweet. This is amazing. I have had nothing from Houdini. The guy was a legend.
He must have been an amazing magician to break out of these.
Yeah, they would actually lock him up naked in the handcuffs, and he would get out of them.
No place to hide the key.
Oh, there's places.
I'm coming down to the pawn shop today to see if I can sell my handcuffs and shackles that I believe to be Houdini's. I want to try to sell them just for the money. I think they're worth at least $1,000, and I'd probably take $500 for them.
Do you know anything about him?
This paperwork was in there.
Purchased at auction of Sid Radner Houdini collection. You know, he was one of the greatest magicians ever, and he was probably the greatest showman ever. When you're a magician, it's just not the magic tricks and the escaping and everything else. It's the theatrics you put along with it. He was a master of self-promotion.
Escaping from shackles like this is what made Houdini famous. His fame really skyrocketed when they submerged him upside down in a glass case filled with water. That's when he became an international superstar.
They're definitely 1800s handcuffs, not real fancy. They made them out of iron. And the way these keys work is they would turn them in like that. They're threaded on the inside, and they would basically do that.
What I just don't understand is how Houdini got out of these things. Even if he had a key hidden, this doesn't look easy. I couldn't get out of them.
These would be absolutely amazing if they're Houdini's handcuffs. No one has ever come close to being that famous of a magician, period.
These cuffs are awesome. Anything related to Houdini can be worth big money, and he's still considered one of the greatest magicians of all time. But Houdini items are faked all the time, so I have to get them checked out.
The thing is determining whether these handcuffs are the same ones that were in the auction here. Let me get a buddy of mine down here. He's a magician, and he collects Houdini stuff, so he can tell us all about this 100%. Let me get him down here. We'll get this thing figured out.
Okay.
Thanks.
They're in good shape, and they're really Houdini's. They ought to be worth a ton of money, so here I am seeing what they're worth.
Earlier, a guy brought in some leg shackles and handcuffs that may have belonged to Houdini. And if they're real, they could be worth a fortune. So I invited my buddy Murray down to take a closer look.
How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing great.
Good to see ya. Chum? I'm Murray. I'm a professional magician. I've been doing magic for 25 years.
We got paperwork from a Houdini auction, and we have handcuffs and a key here. I just want to know if you could match them up.
All right. Where did you get these from, sir?
My brother passed away a couple of years ago, and I had to clean his house out, and these are in a box in the basement.
All right. A bit of a history is at that time in the early 1900s, there was only really about 102 to 105 keys made for every lock in the world. Well, Houdini was a locksmith, and he had every single key to every lock in the world. And he traveled with these keys everywhere he went. So on many posters, you see him with 7, 10 handcuffs. He'd have keys for the cuffs somewhere. That's the secret. Even today, there's so many other newer magicians out there, but everyone still refers back to Houdini. I've always been fascinated by the way he promoted himself. He was a great self-promoter. What he'd do is he'd go to a hardware store in town, and he would say, build a box, I'll escape from it. So they'd build this box out of big, long nails, and it'd be on display. About 2 days before the actual trick, he would get his team, a couple of guys, break into the hardware store. They'd knock a panel out, put really short nails in the back panel, re-hammer the panel back on, and then he'd leave the store locked up. So when he gets in the box, that one panel, he'd already switched out with short nails, so he just has to hit it with his elbow, it pops off. And that's how the mystery kind of worked. So he's a very, very smart man, so. Well, you know these are the Derby style, British barrel handcuffs. They're very popular late 1800s, early 1900s. These style of handcuffs would be used by Houdini. They're leg shackles. These are the right style from that era. Now, the paperwork that we have, this will tell a lot because it'll tell us where it actually came from. That's pretty new paperwork.
I could print out paperwork and have a bunch of old handcuffs.
I know you can photocopy this, you can print up any paperwork to say this. You really need to know certain things to see if they're real or not. And I'm telling you right now, this paperwork is the key for these handcuffs. This is as big as it gets for a magician. If these happen to be Houdini's real handcuffs, these are worth a fortune. You know what? Here's the biggest clue of it all. If these happen to be Houdini's real handcuffs, these are worth a fortune. This paperwork is the key for these handcuffs. One thing that is a giveaway is usually there's a stamp or a marking on these somewhere. See? It actually says Providence Tool Company. He always used these kind of handcuffs. So that's a start. Now, the paperwork that we have says purchased at auction of Sid Radner, won the the highest profiled auctions ever. He had the world's largest Houdini collection, and he got it from Hardin, Houdini's brother. This is Houdini's personal collection. These are actual ones he traveled with and that he'd used. I know exactly when this auction happened. It happened in Las Vegas. It was at the Liberace Museum. It was in 2004, and it was a Sid Radner collection. With this paperwork, with the markings on these actual handcuffs, these are Houdini's.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're a very lucky man. Guard it with your life. It's a national treasure. He was one of the best magicians in the world.
So what are they worth nowadays?
These right here are worth between $5,800 and $6,500.
All right.
These leg shackles, these are worth anywhere between $3,800 and $4,500. So you have over $10,000 worth right here.
Yes.
Okay.
I was really pleased that they had an expert come in and evaluate them, and they're worth 10 times more than I was even thinking about.
Thanks for coming down, man.
Great. Thanks for having me. For myself, it was really neat to actually handle these, look at them, and really believe that these were used in some of the biggest stage shows, even possibly some of the posters that are now famous of Houdini.
All right. What are you looking to get out of them? Remember, I just did the massive favor of telling you what they're actually worth.
I appreciate that. They're worth $8,000?
No.
Why not? He said you could sell them for 10.
No, I can probably sell them in an auction a few years from now for 10.
What's your best offer?
$5 grand.
I don't think I could go that low.
What can you do?
7.
I'll go 6.
All right, let's go.
Okay. All right, deal.
Thank you.
Okay, write them up, chum.
As far as I'm concerned, we turned my handcuffs and shackles into $6,000, and I got lots of plans for that money.
As soon as I saw the handcuffs, I knew it was a great opportunity to have some fun with Chum. So I had Murray come back down to the shop.
Hey, guys, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Murray?
Hey, Rick, can I see those cuffs? I want to check them out again.
Yeah, they're right here.
Wow, what'd you get them for?
Too much.
Too much. Nice. Good ones. Wow.
Did Houdini really get out of these things?
Yeah, man. I mean, I put them on you. You probably could get out of them. I
If
mean,
Houdini did it, I could definitely do it.
let's give it a shot, man. Here, let me see your wrist. Nice. Now you hear the snap? You're good?
Ooh, I'm good.
Let's do this. Perfect. You're in. I'm going to keep the key.
I got some stuff in the back I want to show you. Anyway.
Really?
Come on.
Good luck, man.
I'll be on in no time. Rick! Hey, guys.
I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my pawn shop. I work here with my old man and my son, Big Hoss. Everything in here has a story and a price. One thing I've learned after 21 years, you never know what is going to come through that door.